Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
Hello guys and welcome to the new identity taking on eUnited game. I'm kind of surprised to see we're actually going live before time. We're starting early on the pistol round, which is unusual from what we've seen so far today. We're on New Identity's map pick, Mirage. The next will be Dust 2, chosen by eUnited, and then we segue over to Nuke if needed. In this series overall, eUnited definitely do look like the favorites, but there's no reason to suspect that the upset can't be performed by New Identity, already taking down Cloud9, who've had a questionable performance so far in the minor qualifier. So as eUnited move on into things, they've got Vanity taking a smoke and a flashbang alongside that P250 with the other boys on just the Glocks. eUnited just one or two maps, I suppose, away from finding themselves a place in that minor. As Marky opens things up, a player that we've seen consistently be good for opening duels, they make their way towards A. A locked out John G's not going to be doing all too much, completely trapped towards the CT spawn. Waits for them to maybe get a little bit over aggressive, and whilst it comes through, he doesn't find the kill and gets tagged up pretty heavy. This should be the retake now from New Identity, coming in 4 players on the CT side, coming through the CT spawn. They're all going to group up and try to take this as a team and get trades. It doesn't look too good, though. Cooper able to pick off 2 from the connector. It leaves only Rats to try and pull it back. 2 great headshots into it, 1 versus 3. It's not a great position, but at least he gets some damage done. In the end, though, eUnited prevail on an individual level, walking away with almost a kill on every player. 1-0 up to start things off. So I'm going to go through the names on New Identity. Obviously, I'm very familiar with eUnited, but New Identity are a new team to me. Although I've seen a couple of these guys before. Obviously moving through Rank S and Rank G shows. We've got Seb, obviously. Oh, excuse me. Oh, the hay fever's killing me. So we've got Seb. We've got Wrath down the bottom there. He's Wraths. He's the one coming through with the UMP kill. And the second on the board as well. The kills are quickly returned by the terrorist side, though, to put us back over into a 3 versus 3. Flashbangs deployed towards kitchen, allowing that bomb plant to go down seamlessly. As food just goes for the default plant. You're going to see that apartments control maintain in favor of eUnited, and New Identity not in a great position to pull this off. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw them save, especially if they play exits. If John G's got an AK, he shouldn't really be risking this unless we can see a very early frag go through. He starts to close in the distance on short, though. I mean, he's the most aggressive player there. No one else is pushed up, and he runs in with the AK. Now, as they're left with no choice but to save, they get a deagle and a scout out. That's not great. Because eUnited, look, they pick up that AK as well, so the damage done to their economy is even less. I really feel like we should have just seen the save come through there from the get-go. But anyways, as we see it 2-0, I'm just going to swing down through the rest of the names on ID. So Seb, Rats, you've got Relics, Jonji, and Dazzle. So all the names seem to be pretty accurate. Sometimes players have weird names, whether it's on the SEA or Face It. Sometimes they've changed their names over, so they have just ridiculous ones. So Nico pretty much coming through from New Identity. They've got themselves a couple of weapons to play with, but they shouldn't be getting too much damage done. Still trading the kills back and forth is pretty good to start us off. Although eventually Food's going to clean out. Seb tries to get himself that taser kill, but it's just not happening. A little bit too far away. eUnited now 3-0 up. Starting things off well, but there's plenty of time for New Identity to come back into it. So guys, we're all set up. I had to fix some of the stuff there in the background. I actually wasn't ready for them to go live this early. You saw the last game, it was delayed by 30 minutes, as we had 5 players from Team 1 on the server, and 4 from Furia. Restart the server, 5 from Furia, 4 from Team 1, restart the server. It's just one of those days, right? But eUnited getting in here nice and quickly. Rats is able to pick off 2. There's a third on the board as well. Now down to a 5 versus 2. Cooper's out of the game already, and what a clean buy round this has been from New Identity. This is the round that they had to walk away with. As they got the buy up on the board, they didn't want to allow eUnited to get too much done early on, and with the fact that it's now a 1v5, I mean, what do you really expect? I don't think Moose is going to even be going for this. Like, if he can save this AK, he can drop over to Vanity in the next round, they can get a full buyout. That's the benefit of the, you know, they haven't been losing too many players in the rounds they've won. Oh, he's been spotted at this point as well. I really don't like him going for this. It's going to hurt their economy for the next round. And Vanity's probably going to be in a weaker weapon, or at least someone will, if they decide to drop him. 35 seconds. You do risk dying after time, though. That's the problem with this kind of situation. He knows there's at least 3 players here. If he can catch that kill behind, he can save, but just put himself in a position that there's no way to get success from him, really. Actually really hurt my back with that sneeze. I don't know how that's happened. eUnited come in. There's the deagle you see coming out on Vanity. Like I said, Moose would have had the armor and the AK if he saved. Could have dropped over an AK towards his teammate. Would have seen a better buy come through. But on the T side, it makes a little bit less of a difference than if this was CT. It's just, it would have been nice to see him making some economic decisions. Some wise ones early on. It's not like New Identity have no individual skill, right? This is a team that I'm familiar with a lot of these players. I've at least seen them play a couple of times over in the pugs on the SCA, the rank S and the rank G stuff, like I said. Although I've never seen them as a team. Obviously they had that recent upset against Cloud9, but the form of Cloud9 is questionable, shall we say. They're having issues. That's what we like to say, just to keep it nice and clean. They're having issues. As in, their lineup probably won't exist for all too much longer. A couple days. Time to just hit delete on that. Rats gets deleted though as they move towards the B-bomb site. Only one more defender. Seb is taken down eventually. Although Cooper decides to give him a kill for it. Takes out Food. He wants to keep it into a 4v4 and then a 3v3 thereafter. Okay. His Food just got in the way of his bullets. Moose up close. Oh, that's an unfortunate jump for Jonji. Jumps off the roof there. Runs back directly afterwards. It does get him out of there kind of quickly, but he wasn't able to land any shots directly afterwards. Moose just a little bit too good in that spray control, waiting for him to walk on through the doorway as you're into a 3 versus 2. It's probably the best way to peek that though, really. Just unfortunately he wasn't able to connect the shot afterwards. Who is able to connect it though is Relics. Problem is there's not a whole lot of time. New Identity don't have the ability to get that defuse anymore. They just want to save these weapons forward. Cooper making his way towards the T-spawn. Spots out the AWP. Nobody peeking directly afterwards. Could have an idea now that the other guy isn't around this area. Doesn't look like he'll be catching any kills for it though. As now 4-1. United gained that early terrorist side lead, and id not on the best of money. If they lose this round, they're going to be pretty screwed for a bye. And so United could get up to a 6-1 lead already. Not the position you really want to see them in. That's a decent A, but it won't do too much damage. They're already pushed past it. And CT's going for that early aggression towards middle. It's a risky play with the buy coming in. I mean, the last chance buy, really. You got to think about it. If eUnited win this round, they've already got themselves a solid half built up. But NewId bail out. They don't stick around in middle for too long. And what this has gained them is a lot of map control. eUnited are going to have to burn through a lot of utility if they do want to take things over towards window. Jonji eliminates Vanity, so no mid-control for eUnited. They push through A. They're getting picked apart by the AWP of Relics, but he doesn't find a follow-up. And as Moose picks up Dazzle, now with the Molotov in play, if they can at least get that bomb planted, things could be good. Relics lit up so low, is thinking twice before peeking. Smoke goes over. And eUnited holding down on the 3v4. They're at a disadvantage. Relics comes in with a quick shot onto Marky, leaving them into a man advantage in play on the CT side. Quickly pulled back, but not for too long. Relics on the AWP already has 3. The spray down from Cooper, though, recovers the round. And an AWP to be carried forward for eUnited. Probably not going to be the most useful in this round, though, as No Identity expected to just play with pistols. Their economy isn't all too high up, even with the loss bonus built fully. A pause comes through from eUnited. Want to get their buy as efficiently as possible. Make sure they've got a clear tactic coming into this round. I'm quite surprised to see that No Identity have actually fully forced up. And so is Dazzle. He bought himself a CZ and armor to start it out, but then the buy was called, so he's had to just go to the MP9. A bit of an unfortunate one, as he can't get any better weaponry out. Picks the utility to back it up. But I mean, he could have had a much better buyout. Still, you know, weak enough utility, like a smoke and a FAMAS or something along the lines of that. But he's left in a position now that he's been screwed by the late call. Or by his early assumption, I'm not sure which. So eUnited, good to call that pause. They do eventually decide to take more utility out on Moose alongside the Mac 10. The call, the good work pretty well for them. With the fact that Relics has gone glass cannon, that Mac will obviously shred him to bits. You've got 3 players on SMGs as well, and all 4, or 4 of them rather, 4 to 5, have either no head armor or no armor at all. So a lot for him to work with. eUnited have middle control, they've pushed through window as well. Moose is the player gone through window, long range up against Dazzle, takes him down. Gives away the fact that he's here, but as Relics breaks the vent now, there's not gonna, well, there's definitely not going to be a repeak. The AWP spamming away. Nice nade. Marky and Vanity both down to 50. That gives them a decent opportunity if they do decide to go for it, but with the current economic situation, it's fiscally ill-advised to go for it. They want to save over these weapons. Then they can at least get armor out on Relics. The loss bonus up, that would still leave them with a buy for the next round. Unless they decide to force again. So I'm a little bit curious about what New Identity can really do in the later stages of this best of 3. You think back to the match they had against Cloud9. Whilst we're not giving a lot of credit to the Cloud9 lineup in general, they've been struggling at every single turn of every single game. You still got to put a little bit of faith towards New Identity with the amount of damage they were able to do in the later series, the later part of the series. One thing that's certainly not working too well for them is how aggressive they've been managing their economy. Rats comes in here with the AUG. Put down through. Marky doesn't take too much damage, though. Seb certainly does. Precisely sprayed through that smoke. And just looking at things right now, I mean, New Identity falling behind so heavily. They're playing a super aggressive economic management game. They've got themselves a man disadvantage to work with. One thing that has been going well for them is opening duels. They're on 3, but they've only connected 1 round, which is unfortunate. Rats spotted out and taken down, leaving B. They know that B's open now, or at least that it should be. At most, there's 1 player left to defend. The aggression comes through from Dazzle, catches them off guard, but doesn't find a damn thing for it. Only with the in play. eUnited claim B. No Identity, don't want to go for it. You can certainly see why. The fact that John G's got that UMP and you've got an AWP rather in play. The armor on John G is really the more valuable aspect of that, because realistically, in the next round they're able to buy out whatever they want. John G spotted out though, so screw the armor. He's taken down straight away. Relic's up close and the AWP is going to be closed in on. The B players are already rotating their way over here. To be honest, if he finds this kill, well, if he misses it, it's definitely even worse. Like, what's he going to be able to do in this situation? They're starting to hunt it down. He needs to find multiple kills to even save this over to the next round. They're swarming and one on the board already. In comes Vanity up close and personal. He's been spotted. The shot onto Marky, though, gives away that he has to cock that ball right on back. So Vanity pushes through, and as we can see, severely disrespects his corpse. 7-1 as the Brazil comes out. Something we didn't see in the previous matchup, but we're seeing here in the North American one. So 7-1, the full buyout for the ZT side as the aggression comes forward from eUnited. The Molotov's going to slow them down, pushing through Palace and Food. Again, the middle aggression doesn't work out too well for eUnited. Sending a different player this time, but it doesn't really matter as Marky falls as well. A nice clean round developing for New Identity. Certainly looking a little bit cleaner coming into this round. As Cooper falls, it's all on Moose to pull it back. And it's looking unlikely with Dazzle, long range on the scope, peeking above the stairs. It's 7-2. New Identity have found themselves a really nice round on the board. A nice clean one to build their economy up a little bit further. If they lose this, their loss bonus would still allow them to get a buyout. But at this point, it can't really be about losing a round and still having money. It has to be about winning. As eUnited are already massively ahead coming into this half. And we've seen from New Identity that their matchups can maybe be a little bit uncomfortable, put it that way, when they move over to the Terror side in general. Spent 2 rounds there against Cloud9 and then went on to win the series. So Moose and Food eventually claim that middle control, sending more than 1 player here works out. Vanity goes down almost immediately, and Food to 1 HP. A recoverable position for sure for New Identity. I don't know if they want to risk the AWP coming in for the retake, though. Seb's up close and personal. If he finds this kill on the Cooper, is caught off guard. Back turn, bomb dropped in the open. Smoke goes down again. Food is literally 1 HP, but he still finds that kill as the AWP is not able to get the shot off on time. You've only got Seb to pull it off. There's Moose down already. The spray down and very low HP on Marky, but he comes through in the end. But my God, Seb was so close to finishing that round out. Eight to 2 is not a bad scoreline for eUnited. I mean, again, just considering how poor we've seen New Identity play on the T side in the last matchup versus Cloud9, I'm not putting a whole lot of faith in this. So the other maps, the maps they won were Nuke and Inferno, and in this series we won't see either of those. The problem for me really is that you're seeing another Puggy map coming out. Jeez, the 2 opening kills come through so fast, and look at the difference in style now from eUnited. They're just upping the pace massively, pushing towards bomb sites and relying on their individuality, but caught out by Seb's position. Why are we looking at the sky? Caught out by Seb's position there. At least 1 kill is to go over towards the CT side. It is still a man advantage in play for eUnited though, with plenty of utility left to make a push happen. I'm surprised they didn't push out to support a little bit quicker, as Marky was kind of hung out to dry on the B side. Now slowing the round down massively. It's kind of a good play though, because eventually you're going to need to see New Identity making an information play. They're going to have to aggress through to somewhere at some point to somehow gain a little bit of info on where their opponents are planning to hit. As they push up through short, this might be the play from Seb. He's nice and close, up on Cooper, but he's trained in on that angle and ready to take him down. They don't expect a second though, so Rats lines them up! He's taken down 2. The bomb's still in the hands of the terrorists though, so in the 2 versus 2, it's going to be a difficult one. At least the information already at play. Rats spots 1 up close and knows there was 1 in underpass. That leaves a fast rotation to come through from Dazzle. He's looking to catch this bomb planter out. Coming through the door in kitchen. Oh, he's been heard though. Moose swings in for the peak. Caught behind a Molotov. They're going to have to plant. Dazzle knows it. He can't go too aggressive. Eventually the bomb gets planted. Now eUnited on the forefront again. Oh, the shot connected onto Rats is devastating. It's all on Dazzle to try and pull back a 1v2. And the shots, he was going for the wall bang. But Moose just straight peeks him and puts it 9-2. Very good terrorist side from eUnited so far. I mean, you're taking into consideration, yeah, they've got the pistol under their belt, but New Identity just cannot give them any more rounds. But due to the economic position that they found themselves in, it is fiscally impossible to force into this. They've taken just the pistols and armor alongside a UMP on Rats with the full loss bonus. They'll have everything they want for the next round. New Identity only have 1 player as well, holding down the A side, like directly on the side. Oh, that's a terrible nade. Vanity's down to 53 HP. Marky doing the CT side a little bit of a favor. If Vanity gets dropped now, he's going to be triggered. There it is. Marky gets the assist. Not the kind of assist we're looking for, though. 1 for 1 on the side is at least an upside. As the eUnited push over and go to get this bomb planted, their smokes have dissipated. They have none left to play with, only flashbangs and a frag grenade. And those frag grenades so far doing far more damage to teammates than to enemies. Not going to change either, as nothing's connected towards jungle. New Identity completely rotated. This round could definitely go towards the CT side. I mean, they've only got 35 seconds left. eUnited's bomb's already out in the site. They're going to have to plant that eventually. They go for the connector control, spot it out in CT. 2 kills go their way. One more player on each angle. It should be a short plant now. They know exactly what Rats is, but they just double peek him. Not even interested in putting that bomb down. 2 rounds is what they got in the first half against Cloud9, and 2 rounds is what they've got right now. This time it's the CT side, but evidently things are not looking a whole lot brighter over here. With 5 AKs coming into play, eUnited have got plenty of utility as well. Obviously, their economy is not looking too bad, but it's definitely not built up so much because they are losing a lot of players, even if it's down to team damage. You see 4 HP on Vanity, he's still going for fights and winning them out, but there's a player hiding out towards Palace. Relics, here's the bomb being planted. He's going to go back with that scope weapon in play. Got to go faster, though. Can't catch the bomb plant off. Oh, what a second shot on the Vanity. He was only 4 HP, but it doesn't matter. The connection of that shot is beautiful. It's now into a 2 versus 2. Bomb planted. Relatively safe as well. I think they can actually defuse that. I haven't spotted fully. Oh, no, it's planted on the other side of default. Never mind. The map was deceiving me. But a smoke goes down, allowing him to tap that defuse, covered out by Relics here, avoids the flashbang, connects the shot. This round has gone to hell in a handbasket. Moose has got to pull it off, but he can't. Seb pulls off the bomb to take the shots, and it's a third round for New Identity. I put all that on Relics. What a play from the Palace. That was a little bit close. I got nervous, but it's okay. In the end, it has worked out, and it is 10-3. A third round on the board for the CT side, as eUnited have to now delve fully into their economy. And even at that, Marky's going to have to take out a weaker weapon, the Scout in play. Moose takes out Dazzle in the trade. The spray is there onto Rats. Oh my god. Not having a good time here. New Identity as they do their best to pull it off, but it's straight back into a 3v3, an even situation that looks better for eUnited. Being able to put themselves into a spot that wherever they push, they're facing a weakened defense. Specifically towards A. John G's the only one holding it down. An AUG for him as that smoke dissipates. They're about to make a push to the bomb side, and he's being forced back. Doesn't want to be caught out in the open. Oh, no. Never mind being caught out in the open. Caught looking the other way. Whittling in the wind. As it's into a 2 versus 3. eUnited get the bomb plant. A New Identity of no money for the next round. For the last round, I think it's time to save over that AWP you see on Relics. He's had some amazing shots so far. The fact of the matter is, pulling this off is unlikely. They don't want to give any more rounds towards eUnited, though evidently Seb's able to do the work with the Scout and challenging the What are you doing, Auto Director? Challenging the AWP here as Relics drops the smoke. I mean, he's still committed to this 1v3. He's pushing forward like the man's a madman. 11-3. New Identity, I really don't get. Okay, fair enough in the 2v3, you want to go for it. It's a risk that you make sometimes. But with the op, 1v3, limited time, smoke already deployed, do you really want to go for that? No kit, from what I remember. Oh no, I think he did have a kit. Yeah, he was the player that took the kit. Pretty sure. But even still, you have to defuse it in the open, basically. You're probably not going to get all 3 kills in time. It's a weird one. And now they're suffering for it as they come in with 3 SMGs, an AUG, and a FAMAS. It looks like New Identity have basically given up on the map as it is. It's the final round. But with 4 being the maximum rounds you're going to see New Identity take, combined with the fact that we've already seen them be absolutely horrendous on the T side. I'm basically ready to call time of death on the map as it is. It's not the worst, though. I mean, again, we saw the reverse sweep against Cloud9. eUnited, a team that they could definitely pull it off against as well. My only kind of concern is that you're looking at Dust 2 being next, and that's a map that's going to be completely different. It's good for eUnited. And with the fact that they're performing so well on a puggy map like Mirage, when we move over to Dust, I think things are only going to be amplified. It is also very weird to see them pick this map despite being stomped out. Previously against Cloud9. Relics does so much damage there against the AK. I mean, for all intensive purposes, that is a 1-to-1 in terms of damage trade. I mean, you're 1 bullet from pretty much any weapon. Okay, Rats, you chill up there. He gets taken down looking the other way. Puts eUnited into a position that they should be getting a bomb plant down, well, normally, but watch out because the flank's coming in. Dazzle was just hiding on the site, finds himself one. Seb's able to pick up more in the just absolute mayhem. With 1 HP on Vanity, he ain't getting much done. A good 4th round coming through from New Identity, at least. It's 1 positive, but it's a very small one. There's 11 on the board for eUnited as they now swap over to the CT side. I'm nervous for New Identity as regards to what they can actually do. Rats has been having a decent time. Not too bad on Relics or Seb either. Relics has some huge plays as well. Massively important in some of the rounds that they've won. But there's been so few, and again, it needs to be such a hefty change. They picked this map nonetheless, though, so maybe they have something up their sleeves. Or they're just madmen repeating the same process again and again, hoping for different results. I mean, it is so close to the other day as well. Maybe they just think they had a rough time against Cloud9. Kappa. No Identity are angling towards the A bomb site, despite a heavy stack from eUnited on B. They don't want to have to retake it, and that's the whole thing in this round. Expecting the rush to come down there. But New Identity eventually deploy a little bit of utility towards A, and when you see that in a round like this, you probably expect that it's going to be a hit there. Because it's rare to just use up utility for a fake and a pistol round. Nice shot's going to be connected by Vanity. He's looking for more, but not able to connect it in the end. Leaving over New Identity with control for the most part of the A bomb site. Inability to really effectively peek short from Cooper. Smoke eventually fades, but as it does, they're already bailing out. And a good start from New Identity into the pistol. Although it's a 4v4, Moose has no armor, neither does Food. He's opted for the dualies, which I can't help but feel is just disrespectful, goddammit. 1-for-1 trades to start it off. eUnited closing into the bomb site right now, but the bomb is so open and the flank coming through in middle. It's expected, though. Marky's watching it. It doesn't matter. His head's taken off. Food's not able to defuse inside the smoke, even with the kit. And although Moose has got those dualies, he has no armor and no time anymore. And no kills. But the T's won't survive with anybody, at least, so they have to buy up the armor again. It's the one small positive. In a game that you pretty much expect to be over in a, I give it 10 minutes. I don't know. New Identity winning at the pistol effectively means nothing because it was late that they struggled against Cloud9. Heavy stack towards B from eUnited. It's admirable. I like this plan, though, in a situation like this, especially being so ahead, where you can mess around a little bit, but it's not even messing around that much. You stack B if they push it. Hey, you get to use all the weapons that you bought up. You're going to be eco in the next round as they forced up here. And if they don't push it, well, you just save over. Do the same in the next round. You don't need a retake. And in the next round, if it ends up being a push towards, let's say they stack B again, if it's a push towards A, okay, well then you go for the retake because you're able to buy up in the next. Eventually angle towards B, so falling right into eUnited's traps. 2 kills on the board. They spot out Marky. Do they expect this play, though? Moose hiding on... Yes, they do. That was a quick answer. Only the 1 kill to go down on the force buy for eUnited. That's at least a good shutdown from New Identity. Now they'll have to go to the eco. You've got a couple SMGs still in play, so it can pick up quite a bit of cash. Man, can you imagine if New Identity actually win this map after, like, they'd have to mount such a hefty comeback, and then just 2-0? That would be incredible. To be able to come back into it like that would be a nice story. Investing into another SMG seems a little bit too much to me. You're only going to have it for 1 round, or at least, ideally, as in the next eUnited get a full buyout. You should know that it was a force buy in the previous. I mean, UMPs don't usually fall out of the sky. And so more than likely they are just going to be on the pistols in this without armor. Leaving you in a position that you can farm with the SMGs you've got. But 1-for-1's not ideal. Low HP on rats as well. This is a positive amount of damage for eUnited, and you don't want to be giving them a surplus in this situation. Dazzle's going down with the Mac-10. Cooper is up close, USP in hand. Shouldn't get much done. How does he win that fight? He's got no armor and a USP against a Mac-10 that is peeking him and pre-firing. And he's taken 23 damage. Now pushing on forward, spotted out both players, but he's left alone. As his teammate got taken down, you're left into an 11-7 scoreline. New Identity closing in the gap, but again, they've won the pistol round. Very little can be concluded from those rounds. Here's where things start to matter. eUnited come in with the full buy. Featuring an AWP on Cooper. eUnited are going to look to stop things right now. They've done enough damage in a couple of rounds to make sure that New Identity aren't going to be able to buy up, so at least a victory here does leave them over in a position where they should be able to connect another one for free and close in the gap on that victory. New Identity sees a little bit of top mid control with the flashbang going down. They're going to peek out, molly towards connector. And that's pretty much the control of the map for free. You see a very passive hold coming through from Moose, who's already a little bit conscious of them having pushed up through underpass. Alex is the one opening it up. That was an aggressive push towards Palace, but that's what happens when you play such passive control over middle, and you leave yourself with no information at all as to where your opponents are pushing. Having spotted one out in Palace, though, you're not going to see any rotations. They have no information on where the bomb is, and only one player has been spotted out. Moose rotates over, leaves over jungle completely. Food's able to pick up one from Underwood. More is going to be challenging, though. And Molotov doesn't go towards him somehow. They just throw it towards the back corner. Food, like, what? They know he's there, but they decide to molly the back corner. I don't understand the logic. It doesn't exist. eUnited come ahead 12-7. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication on where he died from. And with that New Identity, again, they're playing so aggressive economically. I feel like they're digging their own hole here. They're digging their own grave. Digging their own hole. It's generally what happens when you dig. Barreling towards the B bomb site. With a 5-round advantage, eUnited probably expected this to be an eco, as it pretty much should have, but New Identity want to go in for the aggressive decisions. They've got a lot of utility to waste up, so I hope they're not just going to fast push B. Already a lot of it being deployed and dropped towards the floor with the death of Seb. The spray down inside the Molotovs now, they're just being slowed down and staggered so much. No opportunities for trades being developed. The spray from Marky, knowing his angles. Relics is on 1 HP. This is the end of the round and of a lot of hope for New Identity as eUnited gains such a hefty advantage. Only losing one player towards the end there. Of course, it's Vanity. He's just not having a good time right now. He's got 6 kills on the board. Yikes. And you're seeing a lot of issues for New Identity being I think more of a pug-style approach to things. Although they've got a couple of executes that they're liking to pull out. It's a very lackluster management system. Just in terms of how they're approaching economically, the round that we saw them just leave Food unchecked towards lower and deploy Molotovs elsewhere. Straight push towards top mid. Moose survives with 2 HP as well. Easy money. 14-7. And why I say easy money, not so much because of the kills. The fact that they've not lost a player in that round, just take a look at the cash flow for eUnited. They were never really in doubt. You got good performances, actually. Positive performances coming through from a lot of the New Identity side. Dazzle and Jonji struggling a little bit. But this is still a positive performance considering the position that New Identity found themselves in up against Cloud9. We didn't see any of their CT side past the first 3 rounds. Although they've only won the pistol round to start things off here, and we really need to see some of these gun rounds go their way. It starts off with a 3 versus 2 at least, but so quickly pulled back. eUnited dominating these late rounds. Rats catches the angle on the Marky though. His ass is visible, and beautiful as it is, I don't think Rats is a big fan. He wants to try and take him down. But he can't drop in. If he drops out of window, he gives away his position. If he pushes towards connector, he risks being shot from the side. So eUnited's current setup is decent. But they don't have any information on where he is, and that's the problem. He could catch decent timing over towards Marky. Making his way down connector, not yet spotted. Cooper's going to be left in a 1v1 by the looks of it, as Rats comes straight away in with the kill, but he has no idea where Cooper is. And the peek comes out. Well timed. Rats was clearing over towards Ticket, but got taken down. It's 15-7. And it pretty much felt inevitable from the start. The thing I was hoping to see from New Identity, although I didn't expect to see them winning out their T-half or putting up too great of a performance in the map overall, considering what we've seen from them before, I was hoping we'd see a bigger step up on the terrorist side, with them finding at least one of the gun rounds. Now they're forced down to just having SMGs, and they've done this to themselves. They've had at least one less buy round than what they could have by forcing up earlier on. Not in round 2 so much, but 3 rounds ago, I think, where they took out the SMGs and the CZ. That's cost them in this round, as they're not able to get a full investment out. John G takes down Moose, though, nonetheless, aggressing up on the smoke. Look at the HP, though. Rats and Dazzle both on super low HP. Very easily swept up, and Food follows, or doesn't follow through, rather, onto Seb. Leaving them into a decent position now on the T side to at least get that bomb planted. John G comes through with another onto Cooper. Step-ups from the players that have been struggling. In a position for eUnited now that could definitely get out of hand. AUG goes down. 4 HP and 1 HP, but it doesn't matter. AWP in the hands of Marky. And more importantly than saving it and allowing a full buy in the next round, because that'll pretty much be possible either way. Although you have got Food on pretty low financial terms. It's more about stopping that op from being carried over by New Identity. He's been heard jumping up in apartments, so Relix is completely ready to take him down with the Mac-10 in hand. Marky's conscious of it. Spots him out, but misses the shot, and Relix with the head. The headshot finishes out the round. He saved over the Mac-10, though, which was weird. Just completely caught me by surprise. You don't want a double op setup, but is the Mac-10 going to be that useful? I mean, I'd rather have an extra op floating around than have to invest into a rifle, but whatever. It is the last round, effectively, if they lose. It's not the end of the world. Haven't already carried one forward, as I said. They're in a position, obviously, though, if they start losing players, if they win this round with only 1 alive or something like that, again, it's going to be weaker investments. You're going to see SMGs make an appearance. Marky opens it up by taking down Seb. 1-man advantage to work with over on the eUnited side. Unlucky there. Unlucky Jonji. Hostile spotted. And eUnited working from ahead is something that we see generally go pretty well for them on Mirage. Jonji coming around the smoke, though, takes Cooper out to return it into an even situation. Looks a little bit better for the terrorist side, but the information is given that the push is coming towards this side. There's still 3 players here. Completely trapped over in the corner. Moose is going to be taken down. Food's in position, though. Vanity tries to get it done. He's been struggling this game, so he doesn't find all too much. Food, though, picks up 1. His position now known, but the flashbang allows him to peek out wider. Getting taken down. Marky's coming in on the flank, although it's not really, because they already know there's a lot of control over towards that side of the map. The one thing for New Identity, well, they need to rotate to B here, but the bomb is dropped. Having sent that forward initially, and Food finding that frag, has left them in a position with 30 seconds left that they're going to have to push this bomb site. They don't know that Marky's here, and Vanity's making it abundantly clear that he's over in the back corner. So as they cross over, Marky catches them by surprise, doesn't find the kills, but eventually lands 1. The spray down is good as well. USP deployed to try and finish it off, and the headshot found to close it out 16-8. We saw at least 1 round going towards New Identity outside of the pistol, which we can pretty much ignore. Somewhat of a recovery. It's 1 more full buy round than they found against Cloud9. As we move over to the next map, though, Dust 2, it's still going to be shaky ground for them. I don't give them much more favor, as Dust 2 still being a pretty buggy map, a very good one for eUnited, and not one that we've seen a whole lot of success on for New Identity, only playing it once. It was up against ATK. It was on the 4th, actually, so that might have been with 10s. It was indeed. They actually beat ATK while they had 10s standing in for them in MDL. So that's pretty impressive. I mean, that's a strong lineup, especially with 10s fragging like crazy. So if you look at things, there's a little bit of promise for them there. But eUnited aren't looking too terrible on this. I think they should be closing it out in the next map. We'll find out soon, though, if that's going to be the case as we load into Dust 2. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in a few with map number 2.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.